Right, hi guys. Thank you all for coming. So I'm here and I've been asked to speak to you on behalf of Southend City College. So my company now does a lot of work with Southend City College on looking at entrepreneurship, looking at students and young people starting businesses. And what I'm going to do for the next kind of 5 minutes, I'm going to give you a quick background about who I am, what I do. And then I'm also going to share with you some of the real kind of key tips that I believe will help make any of you guys in this room successful in whatever it is that you want to do, regardless of whether you want to go to uni, whether you want to start a company, whatever it is. So my name's Jamie Dunn. If anybody's on Twitter, feel free to tweet throughout the session. So my Twitter handle is @JDEntrepreneur. As it stands, I'm currently 23. I've never done anything else apart from set up a company. I've never had a job. I didn't go to college or I didn't go to university. My company, we now employ about 14 people, and we work with colleges and universities and different education establishments around the UK on developing programs, developing technologies, and developing applications to help students and to help young people. So that's a little bit about me. So essentially, kind of the main topic of my focus today is looking at what skills do you need to be able to get ahead in the real world. So constantly we're hearing from our lecturers, from our teachers, from our parents that we need to do certain things in order to get the careers that we want to get. But we hear about all of the same things all of the time. Get a good CV, get some good work experience, get this, get that. But what I want to do is share with you some of the things that you're not often told that much about, some of the key things that make anybody successful. So one of the first things that I want to talk about, and you may have heard it already over the last couple of days or today from different speakers, is around passion. So some of my English may be off today. I failed English at school, so some of my English may be off. But when I talk about passion, I mean about what it is that are you doing every single day, okay? When you wake up, by the time that you go to sleep, what are you spending your time and your life doing? So I just want to do a quick little exercise with you, so to really kind of drive this home. So how many hours are there in your average working day when you go into work in life? Just shout out the answer. How many hours? 9 till 5. So we're saying about 8 hours a day, okay? So how many days are there in your average working week? 5. So if we're working 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, each week we're working around 40 hours, yeah? I failed maths as well, so hopefully my maths will be on point today. So if we're saying we work around 40 hours a week, how many weeks are there in a year? 52. So obviously we're not going to work every single week of the year, okay? And this is just an average. And in some professions, you'll probably get on average around 3-4 weeks paid holiday a year. But that's in some professions. In my profession, I'm lucky if I get half a day's holiday a year. So if we say that we work 40 hours a week for 52 weeks a year, I make that, and somebody feel free to do this on their calculator, I make that 2,080 hours a year that we're going to spend at work, okay? And this is just in an average job. This is 9 till 5. This isn't if you want a promotion, if you want to get into management. This isn't if you really want to fast track your career. This is just your average job from 9 till 5. So if we're saying that we're going to work 2,080 hours a year, I just want to ask you another quick question. How many years of your life do you think you're going to end up working for? What do you think? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? 50 years? Oh, I don't want to work 50 years. So the average in the UK at the moment, the statistics are saying that we'll work on average around 40 years of our life. So if we take that stat of 2,080 hours a year and do that for 40 years, and maybe somebody needs a calculator at this point for me, I make that 83,200 hours. All right, there we go. I've got the thumbs up from the maths guy in the room. So if we're saying that across our lifetime in an average job, 9 till 5, we're going to work 83,200 hours of our life. That's what we're going to spend at work. That's what we're going to spend in a career. Okay? So let's break it down again. How many hours are there in a day? 24. So suddenly, 8 of those 24 hours are gone at work. which leaves us with 16. Now, what are we going to do with a big portion of those 16 hours? So we're going to spend some time sleeping. So our average sleeping time in the UK is 8 hours, which leaves us with 8 hours. So on our average life, we actually only get to live for 1/3 of it, because we're spending 2/3 of our lives either working and sleeping. I think that's quite depressing, to spend 2/3 of your life at work or at sleep. I don't want to spend 2/3 of my life working for somebody that I don't like, working in a job that I hate. I don't want to spend another third of my life sleeping and having lions, because it's just a waste of life. It's a waste of time. But going back to the point about passion, when you're looking at careers, when you're looking at going into the career world, taking a career opportunity, make sure that you're spending that 1/3 of your life in a career that you love. All right? Make sure you spend that 1/3 of your life doing something that you like, for people that you like, for companies that you believe in. Because otherwise, you're just going to waste 1/3 of your life doing something that you hate, for people that you don't like, just for money. And that's not really that much of a life. That's not much of a career. That's not much of making a passion your career and making your passion pay your bills. So every single successful person I've ever met in the world is passionate about what they do. They have to be, in order to make it work. So that's one of the first tips that I'd like to leave you, is around passion and being passionate about whatever career that you decide to enter, to make sure that you're spending that 1/3 of your life enjoying it. So that's kind of my point number one. So point number two is around people. So when we're growing up, and I'm only 23 now, but when I was a teenager, all of my mates were like, nah, don't bother working, or don't bother going out and doing your car boots and your market stalls to make money. It was, why don't you come and play FIFA with us, all right? Why don't you come down the park and drink some cider, all right? That's what all of my friends were doing. That's what all my friends wanted to do. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to earn. I wanted to make money. I wanted to be successful. So instead of spending my time working on my gamer score, or kind of watching the Only Ways Essex and all this stupid reality TV that we got now, I was spending time making money. I was spending time developing skills, okay? So I started to surround myself with people that also wanted that same thing. I started to surround myself with people that wanted to be ambitious, that wanted to be successful. And guess what? That enabled me to be more ambitious, to become more successful, to learn more skills. So that's point number two, is around surrounding yourself with the right people. So just to really drive that factor home, when I was 16, and my mum and my dad were saying, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to college? Do you want to go to uni? Are you going to get a job on the building site? I kind of said no. I was like, I want to start a company. I want to start a business. First thing that my mum and dad did, they laughed at me, and they told me to get real. They told me that I could never achieve it because I was just a kid from a council estate, okay? But I managed to make it work. So surround yourself with people that believe in your dream and support what it is that you want to achieve out of life. So the third point that I want to come on to is around a vision. So actually setting yourself some goals as an individual and saying, this is what it is that I want to achieve, okay? These are the things that I want to get out of life. These are the things that I want to have. So when I was 16, I spent a lot of time figuring out what it is that I wanted to do, what I wanted to spend my time on. It's the things I wanted to achieve. And one of the things that was the heart of all of those things was being able to travel the world. I wanted to travel, all right? I wanted to see the world. So I'm fortunate enough now that I've actually been paid to do that, okay? So I speak at events like this, just like I am speaking to you guys now, all around the world. I've never bought my own plane ticket, or I've never ever booked my own hotel. But yet, I've been paid to speak across 25 different countries. And I've been doing that since I was 18. So I made that vision a reality by working hard, by sticking down to it, by surrounding myself with the right people. So when you're growing up, it's the best time to think about what it is that you want. Because what you start doing from tomorrow is going to start affecting where you are in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time. All right? And schools don't really help us with this type of thing. Schools don't really say to us, what is it that you want to do? I remember I had my careers advisor on my year 11 when they were looking at careers. And my careers advisor told me that I was going to be a painter and decorator because I wasn't particularly academically clever. So I was just going to paint and do decorating. Nothing wrong with that, but that just was not for me. That was not my vision of my life. That was not what I wanted my reality to be. So I had to break out of that. And that's what we need to do as teenagers. That's what we need to do when we're thinking about our lives and our careers and our kind of futures, is we need to sit down and seriously take note of what it is that we want to do and work backwards from that. Point number 4 is around being unique. Okay, so CVs are all the same now. I'm sick of the amount of times that people send their CVs and it's the same format. They use the same words. All right, it's laid out the same. It's the same font. It's the same style. It's the same everything. In the world now, whether you want to get a job or you want to start a company, you need to be unique. What is that's unique about you? Okay, what's different about you? So to put this into a real world context, the thing that's unique about me is that as a company, as a business owner, I don't do suits. I don't wear suits, all right? I don't do ties. I don't really do shoes. And last year, I was invited to Buckingham Palace to go and meet royalty because of the work that we've done and the work that I've been able to do over the years. I didn't wear a suit, all right? I didn't want to wear a suit. I didn't wear one because that's what's unique about me. That's what people remember me for. That's the reason why I've managed to make it in my industry and I've managed to make it as a business owner. So when you're thinking about your own careers, what is it that's unique about you, okay? Everyone has the same sort of skills. Everyone has the same sort of qualifications. But what's unique about you as an individual? Maybe that it's you put more volunteering time in than somebody else. All right? Maybe that it's you're passionate about your industry so much that you know more about it than somebody else. But what is it that's unique about you? Because that's going to be hugely important to any success that you want to have moving forward. So one of the big things that we need to think about now as we're getting older, and we've been born with this privilege, is that we've basically now started to become the digitally native generation, okay? My mum don't know what Facebook is, all right? But I essentially kind of grew up with Facebook, all right? My old man doesn't know what sending a tweet means, okay? But I know exactly what it means because I do it every single day, all right? So as a digital generation, we need to use this to our advantage, okay? And we can use it and harness it in so many ways, all right? The beautiful thing about the digital generation now is that you can be contacting your ideal employer, your ideal mentor, just by using some simple free things and free websites. So websites like LinkedIn, all right? Every year, my company and everybody in our business uses LinkedIn. And I would say that to my business, LinkedIn is worth about 150 grand a year, through the contacts that we make, okay? Through the clients that we're able to drive. Employers use LinkedIn. There was a stat that came out the other day that 76% of employers use LinkedIn to find people to hire. As a young person, we need to be on LinkedIn. We need to be harnessing the digital age and the digital world that we are now living in. The final point that I want to make before I'm happy to take any questions is around getting yourself a mentor. So having yourself a mentor is hugely important. So I still have mentors now. I had mentors from the age of 16. And I just went up to people that were doing what I wanted to do and said, can you tell me how you did it? And will you show me and help me to do it? It's 2 simple questions. But for the cost of taking this one mentor out for a coffee every month, for the cost of from sitting down with this person and taking him out for lunch, I was getting valuable industry insight. I was getting knowledge from someone that had been there and done it. I was being told by somebody firsthand what I needed to do in order to achieve in the industry that they were in. So one of the first things that I recommend you all should do, even if you take nothing else on board today, go and find yourself a mentor. Find someone that is doing what you want to do and ask them 2 simple questions. How have you done it? And can you show me how to do it? Simple as that. And that will, honestly, that is the one piece of advice that I believe will change your lives from today. So that's enough from me. Hopefully those 5 points will help you in whatever it is that you want to get out of life and achieve. I know that we've got a couple of minutes for any Q&A if anybody would like to ask me anything. So thank you, I guess.